Hey, world's greatest. Today we're diving into the incredible story of one of the greatest heroes of antiquity, the gladiator who challenged the mighty Roman Republic. I'm talking about an adventure full of courage and the quest for freedom. Get ready to learn about the journey of a man who became a symbol of resistance against oppression. This is the story of Spartacus. Spartacus came into the world as the middle child of a humble family in the green and imposing lands of Thrace, a mountainous region that lies roughly where Bulgaria and Turkey are today, north of Greece. From an early age, he showed himself to be fearless and agile, characteristics that would prove crucial in his journey. However, fate had a different path in store for Spartacus, folks. During a Roman raid on his village, he was captured by soldiers and sold into slavery, taken far from his homeland and thrust into a world of pain and oppression. His journey led him to the famous gladiator school of Lentulus Batiatus in Capua in southern Italy. There, he underwent brutal training, where he learned combat techniques, weapon handling, and survival strategies to become a warrior in the arenas. Our hero showed unparalleled determination. He quickly stood out among the other gladiators, not only for his physical strength and combat skills, but also for his intelligence and fearless character. Facing unimaginable challenges, he discovered an inner strength that would guide him in his quest for freedom. Spartacus's stay at the gladiator school was a transformative period in his life, where he would go from a simple slave to a leader in the resistance against Roman oppression. After years of suffering and injustice in the arenas, where the lives of slaves were traded for entertainment and profit, Spartacus and his fellow gladiators decided it was time to seize their freedom. Driven by a thirst for justice, they dared to challenge the mighty Roman Republic, a decision that would change the course of history forever. The escape from the gladiator school was an impressive display of courage and cleverness, folks. Spartacus led his companions in a daring escape, overcoming obstacles with cunning. They plunged into the darkness of the night, breaking the chains of oppression and seeking a new destiny beyond the walls of slavery. They then found refuge on Mount Vesuvius, where they formed an improvised army and began their fight against Rome. Spartacus and his followers marched relentlessly, inspiring others to join their cause. Their rebellion would echo through the ages, becoming an eternal symbol of resistance and hope. With the escape from life in the arenas, Spartacus not only escaped slavery, but also paved the way to become a great leader. Originating from various regions and cultures, the slaves who joined Spartacus shared a burning desire for freedom. Thousands of men and women who had known injustice at the hands of the Romans now found hope in their fearless leader. With his commitment to justice, Spartacus became an inspiration to all those who longed for human dignity. Despite adversity and challenges, he was never alone, friends. He received support and companionship among those who shared his struggle, although distant from his family during this process. Spartacus found a new family among his followers, united by bonds of solidarity and a common goal. The accounts of Spartacus's incredible strength became legendary. During his battles against Rome, he not only demonstrated exceptional combat skills, but also a physical strength that defied understanding. In one particularly fierce battle, Spartacus single-handedly defeated 10 Roman soldiers at once, using only his strength and sword skills. His blows were so powerful that they could easily break shields and armor. In addition to his mastery in combat, Spartacus was also known for his incredible endurance. This true colossus could fight for hours on end without showing signs of fatigue, inspiring his followers to fight with the same determination and courage. The Battle of Picenum, fought in the hills of central Italy, represented the climax of Spartacus's fight for freedom. In the year 71 BC, the rebel forces, led by the legendary gladiator, met the Roman legions in a clash that would decide the fate of thousands. Under the command of Crassus and Pompey, the Romans marched towards the battlefield, while Spartacus and his followers positioned themselves to resist. Each side was determined to prevail. Imagine this epic scene. In the heat of battle, Spartacus emerged as a mythical figure, fighting on the front line alongside his comrades. His inspiring presence lifted the morale of the rebels, who fought with fierceness and bravery against a relentless enemy. Despite the courage of the ancient gladiators, the numerical superiority and disciplined training of the Roman legions ultimately prevailed. The Battle of Picenum resulted in a bitter defeat for the rebels, but not before inflicting heavy losses on the Roman army. Spartacus was captured and executed brutally. His body was publicly displayed as an example of the fate awaiting those who challenged the power of Rome. His followers were enslaved again or sentenced to crucifixion or taken in a procession along the Via Appia, one of Rome's most important roads. They were handcuffed, carried their own crosses, and were nailed to them, raised for public display along the Via Appia. This method of execution was especially cruel and painful, resulting in a slow and agonizing death. A sad end for our heroes, but is it really the end? Although the revolt led by Spartacus came to an end with his defeat at the Battle of Picenum, his legacy would continue to echo through the centuries, inspiring future generations to fight for their rights and freedom. Spartacus's sacrifice served as inspiration for countless people throughout the centuries, from rebellious slaves of antiquity to leaders of civil rights movements in the modern era. His example showed that even in the face of the most adverse circumstances, it is possible to resist and fight for a better future. His legacy endures as a constant reminder that even the humblest among us can change the course of history with their bravery and determination. And so we conclude the thrilling saga of Spartacus, folks, a true hero whose courage and thirst for justice inspired generations. If you are also moved by this story of struggle for freedom, don't forget to leave your like and share with your friends. And if you're not subscribed yet, don't waste any time. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos full of fascinating stories like this one. Stay strong, stay epic, and stay tuned for more incredible and inspiring content at World's Greatest.